key characteristic, as I think of Evergreen leadership, is around putting people first. I think that's super important. But I think a bigger analogy that I can give is how I view myself as the leader of Balsam Brands. It's kind of a weird analogy and it freaks some people out, but I think of myself as the captain of a ship. And my job is to help our ship sail to the bluest waters. So that means that we may not have a 10-year plan to get to a specific destination. We want to find the bluest waters along the way. And what my job as the steward of the ship is, as the captain of the ship, is to make sure that we have the right people on the boat and that we get the wrong people off the boat. We often talk in leadership about having the right people on the bus, get the wrong people off. For me, it's a ship. The other big thing that I think really fits with Evergreen leadership is making sure that the boat is the right boat. And so what I always like to say is I don't ever want our boat to become an aircraft carrier where it's so big that you need side thrusters to move it around. We want to be agile and nimble so that we can react and get to that bluest water with the right people on the boat.
I feel the most important is probably people first. I've learned in my time running a staff of almost 50 people that making people feel important and having them have a say in what happens and being transparent is absolutely the key to success with turnover. I know turnover is a battle for most corporations or most companies. Make people have skin in the game, giving them motivation and letting them feel a part of ownership is probably the most important part, and the most important part of, I think, the 7 Ps is people.
After listening to all the great stories from the folks at the summit this time, I would add that it's growing with purpose, but with deep caring and gratitude. I noticed that not just gratitude for what your business is, but for the people that make it possible, meaning your community, your employees, your customers. And that really, I think, separates a public company or a VC-funded company from an evergreen company. The leaders are really grateful for the contributions of others that make their business possible.
For me, it's being in for the long haul. It's having a 20, 50, 3-generation vision. And so with that comes being in it for the highs and the lows, persevering, overcoming failure, which can be some of the hardest part, and grit. Just continuing to try, continuing to learn, and continue to lead.